Hey, what's up guys, Hydro453 here and welcome back to yet another video on my channel. In today's video we'll be doing an unboxing and review of the brand new Zowie FK2-B Divina Pink Edition. So this also comes in blue and it's basically just the same as the FK2 which was released quite a while ago now, but it's now been updated with the latest sensor and it should also have a brand new coating as well to go with the rest of the Divina line of Zowie mice. So without further ado guys, let's start with the unboxing and then I'll do the review. Let's go. So a little top puck sort of comes off like that, and then you just open the flaps. It's just basically the same as most mice from Zowie. You also have this little tab here that you can pull on, and it sort of just slides out of the box like so. There's the box for one more look. So quite a nice box, basically exactly the same as the other Divina boxes. So it's like a white box with the color that you chose for the text. So I got a pink one, so it's got pink text there. And just before I do start with the rest of the unboxing, I just do want to mention this mouse was actually sent out by Zowie for review, but it was not, I'm not actually sponsored at all. I was not paid or anything. So everything I say in this video is all my own opinion and my own thoughts. So there's no bias at all, just so you guys are aware of that. Alright, so there's some little tape there as well, and then that little bit comes off like so. And here is the actual mouse itself. I'm just going to set that to the side here while I take a look at the rest of the things in the box. So you've also got the spare mouse feet as usual with most Zowie mice. Not just fell out. Okay, whoopsie, let me set that aside. And you've also got a sticker as well with the Zowie logo on it. And then you've also got your usual like manual and your warranty information in there too. But yeah, it's not really that important, so who really cares about that? Let's go and put that aside as well. Alright guys, so here's the actual mouse, and first impressions, it's the same shape as the FK2, and I'm going to actually do a quick comparison as well in just a second with the Model O minus, which is basically the same shape as the FK series mice, but it's just a little bit smaller than the FK2. So I actually used to own the original FK2, and unfortunately I did sell it because I needed money, to be honest, but I do remember I really liked that shape quite a lot, and as I kept buying more mice, nothing really came close to that FK2 sort of shape, and I reckon this shape is really just good for sort of fingertip grips and that sort of stuff. There's lots of other good videos about the shape from Rocket Jump Ninja and sort of stuff that go into, like, you know, really extreme details with the exact shape of the FK2 and other mice like that, but just so you guys know, it is exactly the same shape as the FK2. There's no shape changes at all. It's just the coating that's been changed, and it's also got the brand new 3360 sensor. Something else that's also different with this mouse, and also every other Divina edition mouse from Zowie, is the cable is actually grey. So it doesn't. I can't really tell any difference between this and some other mice that I have here from Zowie. It's just a normal rubber cable that I've made, and it's not a bad rubber cable. I do think this is relatively flexible, and it's quite lightweight for being rubber. But there are lots of other mice now that have like, you know, sort of paracord like cables out of the box. So hopefully maybe Zowie might do that with the, you know, next release when they maybe don't make a refresh, or maybe they will refresh a new mouse and add some, you know, cool features that, you know, most other new mouse have. Now, to be honest, when I grip, I normally use like a sort of claw grip, and this mouse is not particularly good for claw grip, but when I do use it, my hands kind of like automatically go into a sort of fingertip grip like this, and I do like the way fingertip grip feels, because in games like Kovacs, when I'm trying to practice my aim, I can hit a lot more shots when I'm using fingertip grip, because it allows you to be a lot more precise with your movements like this. Because if you're using like a palm, you can't really get in those little bits, but when you're using a sort of fingertip, you can really do really precise movements really easily. So doing things like tail frenzy is really easy with this sort of shape and with a fingertip grip, because of the way you know, it allows you to move your hand so freely and the mouse so freely. Now before I do go ahead and show you guys some gameplay, I'm actually going to go quickly grab a few other mice that I have on hand at the moment, so I can give you a quick idea of what the shape is really like if you have never seen an FK2 before. So I'll go take my S2 and a Model O minus, and that way you guys can see exactly what the shape is like, and what it compares like to other mice that are really similar. Alright guys, so here I have the FK2, S2 and Model O minus, which is on the right there. So here's the S2, and do know I have actually modded this mouse, so it's just it's matte and it has lizard skins on the side and a different cable, and so same with the Model O minus here. but that does not affect the shape at all. So that's what the comparison here is about. It's just about the shape. Alright, so the longest out of these three is actually the FK2. It's kind of obvious that would be the longest one, but it is slightly larger than the Model M Minus here. Only by a little bit, but it is slightly longer. And the S2 is pretty much just the FK2, but it's just a bit shorter and a bit of a larger hump as well. Alright, now go for a perfect side view as you guys can see. It's a little bit difficult to get it here, but I'll try my best to sort of show. I think the best comparison we can get here is with the FK2 and S2, just so you guys can see. So with the S2, it's kind of got that bit more of a hump toward the back. It's kind of in the middle, I guess, but it's more toward the back. So I guess this is more suitable for a claw grip. It doesn't mean you can't fingertip grip, but you can definitely still. It's better for claw grip, I'd say, than the FK2. The FK2 here, as you can see, it's a bit more of a sort of flat sort of shape. It's still very similar, but it's just a bit longer, and that hump is not as pronounced as in the S2. Alright, so here I got the FK2, and here is the Model O. So the Model O Minus, I should say, and this is also a mod, but it's a bit more of a scuffed mod, to be honest. I didn't really spend much time on it, but yeah, because I don't really use this mouse very much. But there is something I do want to say. So that is quite different about this mice. You know, obviously apart from the size. As you can see, there's a bit more of a gap on that little bit where the button is and the actual shell. I mean, there's a gap here on the FK2 as well there, but it's a lot bigger on the Model M Minus, and that can actually interfere with your grip sometimes, depending on what your grip actually is. So, and your hand size as well. So everyone's hand size and grip's obviously different, but it's something to note. It could just be you, or it could just be me, I mean, but it could be anyone where they experience that sort of annoying sort of feeling where your ring finger goes when gripping it. I'll give you an example now. As you guys can see, I'm trying to grip it here, and it's kind of hard to do it while holding my hand up in the air, but it's like, as you guys can see, my hand sometimes sort of rubs up against that little gap there, and it can actually be really, really annoying and really interfere with my grip style and my gameplay when I'm using this mouse. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, and it could just, it is a bad thing for me, but, everyone's hand size and grip is obviously different, like I did say before, so it might not affect you, but just do note, the FK2 does not have that issue because the gap is a lot smaller, and the click sort of shell thing is a lot closer together compared to the Model M Minus. And one last difference between these mice is that the buttons are a bit bigger on the S2, and this is just personal preference. It's a little bit, I did find it a bit difficult to get used to, using these FK2 buttons again, after using so many other mice that have a bit, more wide sort of, or taller buttons like the S2 here, for example. But I do want to just say that when you get used to it, it really is not a big deal at all. So I wouldn't, say that's a reason not to get this mouse. It's a great mouse, and I don't think that the way the buttons are designed, should affect your buying decisions. And I mean, I guess it goes for all mice. Just a small little thing like that. Well, every mouse takes, getting used to, I guess. Even if it's like the perfect mouse for you, in dimensions, that sort of stuff, it's still gonna take a while to get used to if you're coming from like, a big mouse like a G502 or something like that. But yeah. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and play some games in Kovacs with the FK2-B. So yeah, I'm going to go have a few turns with it and see how I go. See you then. Alright, well that's pretty much it, guys. There's a few more things I just want to touch on before I do close out with the video. So with the scroll, it does feel a little bit more loose, I guess is the right word to describe it. It just feels a bit more like sort of nicer and easier to sort of scroll with compared to my S2. The S2 is a bit more of a rough sort of feeling. It's still that same sort of sound and sort of, you know, Zowie scroll sort of feel, but it's just a bit more light, I guess, than previous models. And another last thing is the Kamade here that you guys see, the FK2-B Divina Pink was also sent out by Zowie. So just thank you guys so much at Zowie, especially Jason, for sending this out for review. I really do appreciate it a lot. And hopefully we can work again in the future for some more videos. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up and also subscribe for more weekly videos like this one. And yeah, that's it. Peace out.